number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the one that presumably won the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes, is your Dallas Mavericks.
That is insane. I didn't know Spurs also had two, so that's nice to hear.
I do want to play the Dallas Mavericks reaction. Thank you, Dre, for coming in clutch right there. Dallas Mavericks front office reaction to getting the number one pick. Will be made by
Give us a Luka right now.
This is the most loser. Now, first person I see jump up, I was looking for him. This right here is Nico Harrison in the Blazer. He jumps up emphatically.
Career just got saved.
Yeah, jumps up emphatically in order to celebrate the fact that they got the first pick in the draft. I guess the question is off rip reactions to specifically the trade, the reactions, the Nico Harrison job savior, just that conversation.
Just the Mavericks.
Okay,
easy. I told you, hey, my first victory lap that I feel is 1,000,000% valid in a long time. I told you turn to WWE, and y'all didn't listen to me. I told you that's the best thing to do. The best thing that NBA can do is just say, you know what? It's rigged. You got us. And sure enough, that's exactly what they did. Give Cooper Flagg a theme song. Give Kyrie a theme song. Give AD a theme song. That's what we need to do next. But this is a great start in terms of just, you know, what would be the conversation? Does Luka win with perhaps the last year of LeBron? Or do the Mavericks win because they got this rookie and they got their own future and Cooper Flagg? Ugh. Outside of that bit, I don't know about Cooper Flagg. I just know that he's like consensus number one, and that's amazing for the Mavericks. I don't think anybody alive had that on the radar. I don't know about what this does for them in the immediate future because, you know, Kyrie, AD, they still have the injury-prone label, even though Anthony Davis, outside of literally his first year as a Maverick, has been healthy relatively. So we'll see if this is just a pattern or if that was just an outlying year for him. But their window isn't going to be the longest thing in the world. I do think while Kyrie's game will age fine, at some point, his finishing ability will start to deteriorate. The handle not going to go anywhere. The shot, I don't think going to go anywhere. But I think at some point, Anthony Davis can't be but so amazing for so long. I think at some point, it's going to be a matter of how great is Cooper Flagg off rip. But in general, I mean, there ain't no if you're a Mavs fan. Unless you're going to blow it.
Just to throw it out there, AD 32, Klay Thompson is 35, Kyrie Irving 33, will miss the full year with the ACL injury.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we'll miss the full year with the Achilles injury. So there is that on that.
Okay. Well, last thing, and I'm gonna let Damo go, and yourself, considering y'all know I don't watch college hoops, so I'm kind of just a yapper here. But I'll say that in regards to the Mavericks, you guys will be able to say better than me, but I'm definitely going to say whoever you draft at number one, and if there's a Cooper Flagg, it's Cooper Flagg. I'm honestly just sitting there and letting the cards play themselves. I understand a lot of people are like, yeah, because now I forgot. That's why I kept telling myself Kyrie's 34 because he won't play until he's 34. But AD, you know, he's going to be around, and, you know, Klay, he's going to be around out of shit. I understand you could pack them up and like completely hit the button and overhaul with a bunch of young talent, but honestly, I'm letting Coop do him. And whatever happens, we will find out by year two, especially given the fact that Kyrie's not going to be there. So we can definitely just see what Cooper Flagg looks like with a team that's built to win now. We can determine if we can project him to be a good enough asset to that team in year two, or if it's time to be like, you know what, man, we're stunning his growth. Just give him the ball and ball up. So I wouldn't make any too crazy moves right now. I think you've already won. And to keep it simple, stupid.
This is super simple. Trade down. Trade down. Rob a team that's desperate for Cooper Flagg. Rob them of their future. You have Anthony Davis in his early 30s. Kyrie's not going to be there for a year, but if you are planning to keep Kyrie with AD, you have this established group of vets or whatever the case is, and this competitive team. To me, it doesn't make sense to try to put Cooper Flagg in his Jason Tatum-ass role and think he will develop, because everyone doesn't develop that way. And if the plan is to keep Coop, Okay, trade AD and everybody else because it doesn't make sense to put Cooper Flagg at the 3, next to AD at the 4 with 2 7-footers or 2 bigs at the 5, and then Kyrie's coming back to take the ball away from Coop, and Clay got to get his shots up too. I just don't see the development working for Cooper Flagg the way that it should. So do the best thing possible. Rob a team that's desperate for Cooper Flagg. Trade down to that 4th pick. Let the Hornets trade you that 4th pick. Nigga, their pick next year, they're going to be ass. So you have another chance of being a top 5 pick next year. You get more future assets. You can probably take a player or 2 from them and still be useful. To take somebody that can still help the current group of guys that you have. That's what I would do. They're in a perfect situation, though. I'm not going to lie. There is very hard, in my opinion, to mess this up. And lastly, man, shout out my guy Nico, man. I don't know, when the trade happened, everyone was on the tip of, oh my God, this is the worst trade ever. This trade is the worst trade in NBA history. How could you trade Luka?
We didn't give them one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we didn't. No. We didn't give them the first pick, but that don't matter. You want to know why? Because destiny always arises. All right. Sometimes you just gotta trust the process. Sometimes you just gotta know shit is gonna work out and let God do his job. Miko said, fuck it, Jesus take the wheel, and he took it all the way to first in the lottery.
Okay.
For a team that was in the play-in. Like, because was that not their pick? That was their pick, was it not?
This pick?
Yeah, nigga, they were in the play-in, battling almost for like trying to get the 7th seed, 8th seed. Like, they were a play-in team. This team should not be a number 1 pick team. And the ping pong balls bounced the perfect way. Why? Destiny. You give up one white boy and get another.
I think they said 1.8% chance after the Luka trade in order to land the number 1 pick, and they ended up landing the number 1 pick.
I'm gonna let you go before I ask a question.
Yeah, when damn it, and I think Don was gonna be serious.
Right? Y'all like fuck.
Yeah, I know. Now I gotta be serious. Yeah, Cooper Flagg has offensive concerns. There are offensive concerns with Cooper Flagg. Defensively, I think he'll be a pretty solid player, like a pretty solid player. Gambler, but gambling with AD behind you. That's probably what I would want. Somebody that can play solid and gamble a little bit. His gambles weak side or his gambles for the steal like that. That's good. Offensively though, is he a creator or a number 1? No. Is he a creator or a number 2? No. We've seen the past couple of years because and stop me if I'm wrong. I'm barely watching basketball. The plague of like the plight of J-Dub right now is like the same plight of Jaylen Brown from a couple years ago. Like, you're that number 2 role, can't create, can only really go one way. Am I wrong there, Damo? Am I wrong in this assessment?
No, you spitting.
Yeah, this is the plight. Cooper reminds me of this a little bit. Cooper reminds me of that same type of mold. And then when we get in the playoffs and we really need somebody to create for real, I think my brother tweeted it out the other day. Bron tricked y'all, man, to thinking that all these 6'9" dudes would be able to create and distribute and all that other stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, the Kawhi method was probably the best method. Become a real solid. Hey, I'm scoring in this fashion. I'll learn to moderately create some offense. We'll address those things in the chat. I'll learn to moderately create offense for others, but the idea of like, putting the ball in my hand and being that's not what's going to happen. Now, maybe the Mavs don't plan for that. Maybe the Mavs don't plan to say, hey, you're going to be this type of person. But I think he is good. Big brain, probably move down. Safe pick is probably take him, see what happens in the next couple years, but know that you'll need another piece. But this isn't like somebody that's about to come in and I think is about to give you like 25, put the ball in his hands, creator, whatever the case may be. Let's try to make him into this creator or whatever.
Yeah, so that's why I said I'm just gonna have a question here because my perception, the casual perception, the casuals being people that don't watch college, is gonna be that when you hear that guy's name and he's just like consensus number one across the board, like we've been hearing about Cooper Flagg for like years, to be honest. Like this draft class, to my knowledge, hasn't gotten the worst class of all time that a lot of classes have been getting lately, just because the internet's the internet. But this one, we haven't been hearing that because Cooper's in this draft. People have been making Cooper Flagg auto gen rookies. I know Damo knows for like the past 3-4 years. So I'm hearing right now that essentially he's going to be a player that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially he's going to be a player that's going to like take time to develop. He's not an instant impact player. So I'm asking.
No. He's going to, in terms of his offense is going to take some time to develop in terms of fine tuning everything he needs to be great. So like, he doesn't have the worst touch, but he's definitely not. He shouldn't be efficient out the gate. If he is, oh boy. But out the gate, he shouldn't be efficient, but he should put up volume. He should show signs and show the potential of being a capable shooter, scorer of the basketball, just creating for himself. Realistically, he gets by on the fact that he's 6'7", which I thought he was 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", but he's 6'7" with great athleticism. And he's gonna be known for his defense. Coming out the gate, his defense is what's gonna hold him over until his offense catches up. So out the gate, he's gonna have a defensive impact.
Yeah, he'll get buckets off the fact that he's very active.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very, very active guy. So run outs, tip ins, just staying active on the glass, participating.
Being physical. He got dog in him too. So just the confidence he has the confidence to get a bucket. Like he's gonna be fine offensively. It's just he's not gonna be efficient. Like, and I'm not even talking like regular efficient for a rookie. I think he's gonna be, for a rookie of his caliber, below average efficiency.
And it's definitely not one of those. If you look to throw him the ball on the perimeter and him shake up a little bit, that's not what you're not about.
No,
you're not about to. Don't even worry about seeing that at all. Now, in and out with the right, staying in the right, hard drive right, maybe right to left, hard dribble, power hop, pro hop, get up. Yeah. But any sort of like shake, nah, it ain't that.
So
he's.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's gonna get a whole lot of buckets. Like, oh shit, I didn't know he.
Unfamiliar with
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was jumping like that, white boy.
Yeah,
shit!
Quick off the feet. Damn, he just punched it on who? Oh well, I mean,
he put a shoulder in the who? Damn,
yeah,
he put that shoulder in the Draymond, didn't he? He's gonna get them type of buckets. He's definitely not gonna get the hus. Oh, the bag is there. He's not getting back. He's white Giannis. Let me tell you, he's not gonna get the
white Giannis.
The bag work is not.
White Giannis.
It shouldn't be there.
James Harden is fuming. Okay.
Again, let me say the bag work shouldn't be there. If it is, oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna pose this question because y'all will have the answer to it. So, given all of what you told me, and let me finish it here. It sounds like he would low-key fit with the Mavs right now, in the sense of you don't need him to create. He's going to play defense. And there's the reason Luka not even there. All of these other things. You sound like you, outside of the three ball, you didn't describe the perfect player for them. However, both of you agree that the Mavs should be trading him. I'm not trying to expand it to the entire draft yet, but I am saying, I am asking, so boom, let's say you can trade down to 4 to 5, or hell, maybe even out in the lottery if you get some shit like Giannis or whatever shit that Chat's gonna type, right? What player do you think the Mavericks should be trying to get instead of Cooper? Because I don't think either of you were saying that they shouldn't draft at all this year.
Well, I'll say this. I think for what's going on right now, he would be a good fit. I think he can participate day one, especially if he can get that 3 ball to land. But I think he's active day one. And this is the reason why I am not pro, because I know people are like, oh snap, are we switching sides about the Nico Harris thing? The idea, getting somebody to generate that level of offense, it's like 5 players in NBA history or some shit like that when it comes to the conversations about Luka Doncic. And I think Kyrie, Achilles tear, going into his age 34, 35 season.
34.
Anthony Davis, 32, 30, going on 30, whatever he is, older, aging. I think Kyrie off the ball is a much more efficient player even before this. On the ball, I don't know what we're talking about full, like, long term or whatever. Somebody with a little bit more offensive creation ability. And I know that's rare to find, but that's why it was also important to keep a Luka Doncic. So if there's somebody like that in the draft, in the next draft, that you want to roll the dice for, then I said, maybe I said, ACL, my bad, not Achilles, but y'all know what I mean. But maybe if you could find somebody in the draft like that and take a swing at that, probably. But at the same time, this is a pretty safe bet. This is a pretty safe bet here.
I'm saying trade down just for the fact of teams are desperate for Cooper Flagg.
That's
We
true.
know the conversation around Cooper Flagg, so you can just get tremendous value in the fact that a team will overpay for him. So not only will you be able to move down, and you can still get you a guy like, in my opinion, they move down to 4, get VJ Edgecombe. You get VJ Edgecombe, you walk away with a role players who at the bare minimum, from the Hornets, that could be, hey, you got one Hornet that changed your fucking franchise. You might be able to get a couple more. Just useful players that can help on top of another pick or two next year or the years to come. I just think it's a value thing. With Cooper, I'm with Omar. Cooper does fit on the team. Like, it's not like he doesn't fit on the team. I just think for what he needs, if all these guys end up being there, he's going to have this season to where you're going to allow him to have a little bit more freedom because Kyrie's not there. So it's going to be him, AD, and then whatever's left of Clay. And then you got to make the decision next year. If you do decide to keep him, okay, what are we doing with Kyrie? What are we doing with Clay? I don't know what Clay's contract is looking like, but I know he just signed it last year. So what are we doing with Clay's contract? What are we doing with Kyrie coming off the injury? Are we keeping AD? There's a bunch of questions to ask on top of developing Cooper Flagg. Or are we going to allow this man to really try to develop while we keep trying to win with these guys aging, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Cooper Flagg can learn from one of the most skilled players of all time in Kyrie. He is a defensive player, and now he gets to learn from one of the better defensive bigs of this generation. And they built this culture of, it's just different. I disagree with Omar. I don't think you have to replace what you lost with Luka because you have already established you're going for a different identity. You're trying to be a defensively led team. You want to be a team that is predicated on defense. Getting Cooper Flagg will definitely, not only does getting Anthony Davis double down on that belief, getting Cooper Flagg triples down on that belief. And then you just built the team for this defensive stalwart of a team. And now you try to have Kyrie, rely on Kyrie and AD to do their thing offensively. Cooper come along. Clay can hit shots. PJ can hit shots whenever is needed or whatever the case is. And you find some other guys that just fit this new philosophy. I don't think they go and replace what they lost with Luka.
If that's what I said, that's not what I meant. And because you can't replace Luka. Like, replacing Luka would be banking on like a top 5 offensive generator. And I might be, I'd have to go look. Just throwing that number out there. I'm saying somebody that has the ability to generate any level of offense at like a high level in the NBA, which we know for the past couple of years. I mean, who's coming in like that? Even for the ones that are who's coming in like that?
I'm going to say next year's draft. What is it? Darren Patterson?
No. I'm talking about in the past couple of drafts. We're just looking.
Oh, you're talking about what's already been coming. Okay.
Yeah, it took Cade how many years? It's taken Paolo X amount of years. It's taking these guys X amount of years to be able to generate that type of offense, specifically for others as well. So, like, again, it can work if that's the identity. They're banking on 30-some-year-old Kyrie to be the offensive generator and all these other things. I will say here, because I know people are going to ask about it, do I still stand by my point of him going back to the draft or going back to college? Hey, the balls fell in the right place. This is literally, because I know people are going to do this, but just remember my talking points. If he were to end up in Utah or wherever else, then no, him being in Dallas is truly the perfect situation. But this also is my theory about it being rigged. dog, there's no way that the Women's National Basketball Association team with the number 1 pick got the number 1 white girl, quote unquote, from the number 1 white school in women's college basketball in Paige Beckers. And then on the men's side, the Dallas team got the men's a literal equivalent, the highest rated men's player, white savior, white player. The slam covers are going to go crazy. The advertisement is going to go crazy for both of them. Everything's bigger in Texas. Basketball is back in Texas. Dallas is where basketball is. There's literally no other WNBA team in the state of Texas besides the Dallas Wings. They just got a new stadium. They just got a new practice facility is being built right now. Having them two in that same area, being able to push 2 white faces for basketball in Dallas, you can't. There's no way to write a better script. Bravo to Adam Silver, y'all. Bravo.
I'll keep it one worded. Oh, never mind. You have something to say?
No. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna end the clip with a question just because, for the sake of chat sanity, because when a trade Cooper Flagg trade pick 1 goes around, the Twitters, the Chatatrons, and sometimes even the sages of the world just want to hear the biggest name you think Cooper Flagg and or the Mavericks could get based on this. If they had to trade for a big name, who you think is the biggest fish that they could actually catch?
Giannis. Giannis is from what's being reported, like the active guys, the best name they can actually get is Giannis. He wants to go to a team with no income tax. Like that was reported. He's like, the teams he's yearning for is to play somewhere with no income tax. You have the number 1 pick in the draft, and for the Bucks, I mean, there's no better place to start over than if you're going to restart. Let's restart with the number 1 pick in the draft that everyone think in the last 5 years, this is the second best prospect at the number 1 pick. It goes Victor Wembanyama. Outside of that, in terms of number 1 picks, this is probably the second best prospect of the 2020s. I'm trying to remember.
You think Paolo is a better prospect?
Niggas was not high on Paolo. I remember the Paolo conversations. Omar was trying to sell Paolo to me. I remember those times. Paolo was not, it wasn't bona fide. Like, there was questions with Paolo. There was questions with Cade. There was questions. The
definitely was questions draft, with like Melo and Wiseman. And was athletic, but people have been talking about Cooper.
There was questions with the number 1 pick from 2020. There's damn sure. We remember the draft last year.
Yeah,
niggas still don't think we should.
Niggas think the whole class is bad last year.
The whole class is bad. So he would be the second best player of the 2020s in terms of the prospect. Number 1, there's no better place to start. So yeah.
Looking back at it, and I was gonna make that argument. Arguably one of the only consensus ones too, where out the gate there's really no questions about who is gonna be 1. Yeah, I mean, I could agree with Damo, especially if we're talking about, from that regards. If we're talking about moving down for somebody that's in the actual lottery, yeah, get one of these teams to try to leverage their future. Hey, Rockets, what are you doing? Are you really invested in like that pick, Reed Shepherd, your pick next year? What do you really believe in over there? You might be. I see Tari and Jabari are upset. Let's go ahead and get that little haul going over there. Let's get some younger guys over there. Put them with our older guys.
10 for Coopers
And Shepherd and Reed. Hold on now.
Oh, keep the hands coming.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out a small ball front court. Kyrie, what's his name? Kyrie and Reed.
Kyrie ain't there then no more. That's
not why. But then the 3, 4, and 5 is defensive demons. I don't know.